Another fun thing that I love to do is to draw my own texture. And what I mean by that is I love using a pencil tool and just making scribbly marks or line work. Sometimes I use the eraser tool to create texture as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a background, and then we're going to use the eraser tool to add some interesting mark making on the background layer. So right at the bottom, I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to drag it below our giraffe and choosing the same color as our shadow of the house. I'll just use Cosmos. And I'm just simply kind of drawing like a hill. I'm varying my pressure every now and then, picking up my pencil every now and then, just for some variation. And then I'm going to use the other brush, the smudgy goodness, to create some trees. So if you can imagine a great big tree sort of coming up here. And a little branch that comes out. Maybe the branch does that. So I'm just going to bring the opacity down a dash of that layer. Just want to see what multiply looks like. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So what we want to do now, I prefer to have more rougher edges to that piece, so I'm going to use the eraser. You can use sticks, you can use any one of these texture brushes, that'll work just as well. But I'm going to use something from my Nitty Gritty collection. And it's the canvas, oh, actually the Dirty Grain. And I'm just here and there going to take away the edges. As I said, I'm doing this because I really like that sort of rough textured edge look. You might prefer a cleaner line. And still using our eraser, we're going to now take away some of this area, but it's going to be more controlled and more precise, and I'll tell you what I mean. I'm going to use the Grimy Shy pencil, but again, you can use a pen, any type of pencil that has a nice, good texture to it. So what we want to do now is we want to create sort of more deliberate markings, and I'm going to throw in the odd little plant. And this is a really fun way to essentially draw your own texture. And you can decide how much you want to add. So one of my other favorite things to do is add some scribbly line work as texture. So I'm going to use it on the same layer as our original sketch. So selecting that layer and selecting a similar color, which is one of these browns. That one should be fine. I'm going to use my pencil. You can use any pencil you like. So what I want to do first is create a selection. So using our selection tool, and for the fun part, I'm just simply going to scribble away. We're just going to quickly finish off the drawing by finishing this sort of tree area here, adding some color to the pom-poms and things like that, and then we're going to move on to adding some shadow. So using the same layer as our little, actually let's do the heels first. So I'm just going to make sure I'm off alpha lock, and on that same heel layer I'm using the darker mustard and coming back to our smudgy goodness. And the pinky color. Feel free to experiment which colors you want to use. I just want to add some stepping stones there. So on the same layer as the house, I'm just going to use the darker color. And let's add some color to the pom-poms. Some clouds.